So in today's video, we'll again discuss some words with the intention of improving your vocabulary. So let's start with the word dichotomy. And dichotomy means cutting into two, or a division of a concept into two classes. So many times we use dichotomy to signify two aspects of something which are very hard to bridge. For example, we may say there is a dichotomy between experiments and theory, between science and religion, between mathematics and biology, between fuzzy logic and probability, and so on. The second word I have is jettison. And jettison basically means to throw something off board, typically from a ship, or to abandon something, or to throw something out. So let's create a sentence with dichotomy and jettison. So I have this sentence: the dichotomy between mathematics and biology has been jettisoned by the emergence of the new field of mathematical biology. The next word on my list is superfluous. And superfluous means more than required or desired, or also a secondary meaning is useless. So let's create a sentence with superfluous. Superfluous roots are created when we square both sides of an equation. So typically this happens whenever you encounter an equation with square root terms on both sides, and you feel that by squaring this particular equation you can simplify this equation. One of the things which happens is that new roots are created because of this squaring, and so when you solve this squared equation, you need to go back and substitute these roots into your basic equation to see if they are satisfied or not. So again, these roots are sometimes known as superfluous roots. The next word on my list is premonition. And premonition means to have a previous warning or a foreboding, and typically this implies a foreboding of something negative, that you have some fear that something negative may happen. So let's create a sentence with this: Ram had a premonition that his paper would be rejected. The next word on my list is fervid, that is F-E-R-V-I-D, and this means burning or vehement. So we can create a sentence with this: Smith had a fervid desire to publish a paper in the Nature journal. The next word on my list is recalcitrant. And recalcitrant is somebody who does not bow to the power structure, who defies the power structure, and who willfully doesn't follow the commands of his superiors. A second word on my list is loquacious. And loquacious means to be talkative or garrulous. So let's create some sentence out of these two words. So I have a sentence here: due to his recalcitrant nature, Ram continued to be loquacious in the class, despite being reprimanded by the teacher several times. So again, this can happen if you are in a school situation. Now the next word on my list is succinct. And succinct means express in a few words, to be terse or concise. So again, I have a sentence with this: Dr. Rao was capable of explaining complex subjects such as group theory in a succinct manner. So again, this is something which can talk about a way a person teaches something, or he discusses something, or he writes something. The next word on my list is prodigal. And prodigal means wasteful, spending, recklessly, spendthrift. So essentially a prodigal person is not cognizant about his spending and typically spends too much money. The next word I have is penury. And penury means extremely poor or destitute. So I'll create a sentence with this: Ramesh's prodigal behavior pushed his family towards penury. So again, this is something which can happen. Now the final lecture on my list, or rather word in my list, is soporific. And soporific is something which causes or induces sleep, for example, a boring lecture. So let's create a sentence with this. The monotonous post-lunch lectures of Dr. Smith's physics class had a soporific impact on his students. So again, this is something which many students are familiar with. So again, these were some words I had for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. So again, please stay tuned to my channel for more videos on such topics. Thank you very much.